Thank you.
2 days later, he shows up and pays, he does his permit. 2 weeks ago.
No, it's on. We're not supposed to call it.
You know, everybody's got to do
No.
other stuff. Call it a
Was I
day.
supposed to?
No, I just didn't know if you.
Okay, no.
Call the meeting to order. Would everybody please stand? Mr. Ellis, you care to say the invocation, please?
Father, thank you for this day and the many blessings that you have given us. We come to you today asking for your guidance, your wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions that might affect the citizens of this great city of Rocky Top. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Now the Pledge of Allegiance.
Always.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you call the roll, please?
Gillum,
Here.
Tackett,
Here.
Daniels,
Here.
Duff,
Here.
and Mr. Templin is absent.
Approval of the May 15th City Council meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the meeting from May 15th.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett, Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Approval of the May 27th, 2025 nuisance public hearing meeting minutes.
I make a motion to accept that.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Aye.
Approval of the May 27th, 2025 budget public hearing meeting. I'll make that motion.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Approval of the May 27th special call meeting minutes.
Motion approved.
I second.
We have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Recognize citizens, guests, and visitors. If anyone has anything to say, now's your chance. Please step up to the podium. No one stepping up. Is there a representative here from Briceville Fire Department?
We're actually on August 2nd wanting Chance approved that we can do a roadblock right here in Rocky Top for Briceville.
Do you have a rain date also?
Fire chief never told us.
August 9th.
August 9th?
Yes.
Glad you know. Thank you.
What intersections are you, is this
We're
gonna be
looking
one or?
Probably right here at 441 and Creek Street, right here.
Did we approve Creek Street? I thought we just approved 441.
They're usually on Creek Street every time y'all took up things for the last
Yeah,
years.
I think,
The island is over there.
It says both on the application.
So it'd be,
Huh?
It says both,
okay,
Norris Freeway and Highway 116.
okay.
I have no problems with your all's roadblock. That's one of your all's major fundraisers. I have no problem whatsoever. I'll make a motion to allow Rossville Fire Department to conduct the roadblock on August 2nd, 2025.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second?
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
aye,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
The mayor's report, since the mayor is not here. Planning Commission meeting on, I lost my place here, on May the 20th. We considered Planning Commission bylaws. We also, for some reason or another, there was an ordinance in this town that car lots had to have 50 vehicles. That's crazy. We done away with that ordinance. We considered a zoning ordinance amendment, permit short-term rentals as a special exception. And that's it. Recreation Committee.
Just talked about July 4th.
We're talking about for this, what we just
Yeah,
had?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, just discussed on what we was having July 4th and the fundraisers. Dustin spoke up about kind of what was going on. Fireworks are in.
Where is the fireworks gonna still be shot at the
Sharp property.
Sharp property? No place else?
No, we're,
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No.
General government report, the city manager's report. Sorry.
City Hall will be closed this Thursday, June the 19th, holiday, and July the 4th. Comptroller's Office has approved FY26 budget.
We was worried about that.
Yes, we were. But they did approve it. Congratulations to Chief Braden. Last night, County Commission appointed him to the 911 Board. And then we also need to do a special called meeting June the 30th at 5:30 or earlier if anybody can make it earlier. That'd be up to you all the time.
The 30th?
Yeah, the 30th, yeah. That's a Monday, and the reason is when we get to that ordinance, you'll see why we need to do it. I'll tell you why we need to do it then.
I'm off on Mondays, so I'm available anytime. The people that has to work on Mondays,
Might be a little difficult, but we'll,
I can accommodate.
yeah, I believe we can do it.
5:30 or 6.
It's up to you all. We're here.
6 might be better if everybody's in agreement. You good?
I'm okay with 5:30, I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
That'll
we'll,
be better for me, so.
okay, 5:30.
5:30. 5:30.
5:30?
And that will be Monday, June the 30th.
Yes.
That's AM, right?
I can do that too.
That would probably be better, technically,
Anything else, sir?
Nope, that's all I got.
Financial report.
If you look at the general fund, you can see we're 92% done. We've got 96% in revenue. General government is 116 to the bad. That 194 was the funeral home. Part of 127 of it was the funeral home. That's why it's so high. And that's probably what put us over right there at 116%, where we bought it last month.
So everything closing and everything was
Yeah.
194?
No, it was 127. So whatever the difference is from 194 to 127 is what general government spent. And that's city buildings, city hall, U-all,
Codes.
codes, city court, everything. Fire department, they're up because of that grant. It hadn't been fixed yet in the budget. We'll get it fixed. Everything else looks good. And then on, you can see our total expenses is not right at 93% on general fund. The water, we're at 97% in water billing and 105% in sewer. We're at like 98% there. Then water transmission distribution, we're at 72%. Sewer collection, we're a little high there, but that has to do with the grant, the sewer project. We took money in and put it there through the sewer project, but we're fixing to take it out and put it in contractual services. MTAS, the guy at MTAS told us that we could do that, and that's what we would do. That will balance our water and sewer a lot. Sewer treatment is 117. I mean, we've spent on pumps and everything, and a lot of that too is on the pumps is we're getting refunded from Morgan because they had the trash to go through that messed our pump up. So, and we've got that part, and engineers got pictures of it and everything, so that will be deducted from their cost. So that will probably help right there. You can see total expenses is 95% on that. And you can also see on our sewer project, the grants, we've received about 86%, and we've paid out about 86%. So, and then the street aid, we're at 73%, expenses is 89%. Hopefully that'll get caught up in June, because that comes from gas tax. Then the drug fund is there. So. We good?
We're good. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, I'm done.
When will Morgan be done?
I think Morgan's done. They haven't been in the city for all week or part of last week. I haven't seen them. I know that I talked to the engineer yesterday and asked him about the manhole there at Allred, and he said, Mike, he said, I'm pretty sure we took that out because they was gonna have to tear up Main Street, TDOT, and really didn't want to mess with TDOT again. So I think they took that manhole out. So if they did that, then they still got some items on the punch list to do.
All their equipment
Because there was,
from
yeah,
the freeway.
yeah, because there was a lady come in yesterday about her driveway and said they come up and it's concrete and they brought the asphalt machine up there to fix it. And she said, oh no. So that's the first we'd heard about that. So I did text the engineer, the address and everything, so I'm sure he'll get a hold of Morgan to fix that.
What's the status on the $80-something thousand?
That was, they met with the owners, the engineers did, and it was basically if the pay comes in normal, then they'll wipe it. So their pay item 9 and 10 is out now. It is in the grant people's hands, so we're just waiting on to get it. If some comes in, if 50,000 comes in, we're gonna write a check for 50,000 to give it to them. So at least their money, they're getting money. They can't say they didn't get any, so.
What was that pertaining to, the 80?
The interest.
Oh, okay.
Anything else, sir?
No.
Police report. How you doing, chief?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
Doing awesome, thank you.
I just got back from Florida last week from vacation with the grandbabies, so I'm a little more tan than sunburned, which is surprising to me.
That's a good thing.
Yes, sir. For the month of May, your police officers made 31 arrests, conducted 238 traffic stops. Out of those, they issued 94 citations and 48 written warnings. They completed 78 incident reports and responded to 584 calls for service in the city. There were no overdoses reported to us during the month of May. For personnel and training, Officer Markham's completed his field training. He's assigned to a shift and operating solo. Officer Goodman is more than halfway finished with his field training with Sergeant Perkins and Officer Culver. I believe next week he'll be on solo patrol duty, which puts us up at full staff, which is great. For grants, Deputy Chief McGee applied for a little Harbor Freight grant that got us a $200 credit there for some small items that we can use at the city. So he just got that last week. Our VCIF grant that we had for last fiscal year for $87,000, and this year 2024, I believe, it ends at the end of the month. We're doing a closeout report for it. We spent all but $100 of it, so we make good use of that grant. Internal procedures and equipment, we received the spike strips that we had asked you to authorize the expenditure from the drug fund on, got those equipped and training done for all of our officers on how to use those. So those are out in the field now. For accreditation, there's no changes. We've got several months until the next milestone. It's a whole lot of taking their sample policies and modifying them to fit our small department and our circumstances here in Rocky Top. So it's a whole lot of computer work for me, but we've got several months for that before we reach the next reporting phase that we have to send into the state. Cases of significance, a lot of petty small dollar shopliftings from our Weigels and Dollar Generals and all that. We've been working with the managers there about how to curtail that. They're trespassing people, which means the next time they committed a theft offense there, it could be charged as a burglary, which is a felony. Sounds kind of overkill for a petty theft, but to try to deter it so that our businesses aren't losing money and it's not detracting from the quality of life in our community. We helped ACSO with the death investigation just outside the city over here, which a lot of citizens heard about and concerned about, but there was nothing criminal or anything to be concerned about for the city. 2 of our officers arrested some people that were hanging out at the Balls Diner acting suspicious ended up. It looks like it's gonna be part of an identity theft ring across several states. We're working on that and cooperating right now with North Carolina. I just got a search warrant for the electronics and things that the officer sees there, which hopefully we don't have any local victims, but it may help them out with their cases. For update for, or I'm sorry, one last thing on case of significance. Drug offenses continue to be methamphetamine and heroin. About half of our arrests are either directly or indirectly drug-related that we could tell from the circumstances. Update on A&J Automotive from the public nuisance hearing. Looks like they're still continuing the cleanup down there. Their hours of operation appear to be reasonable. Haven't gotten any reports of too many nights of them being there late and disturbing the neighborhood. I think the biggest thing we've gotten is some flamethrower for foolery down there one day is the biggest public nuisance thing that's happening. It's only once in the last few weeks. I met with the owner and I discussed the parking there. It does appear that he is getting the parking under control so that it's not blocking traffic view for people coming off of Old Lake City Highway. TDOT had said as long as he doesn't disrupt the pavement as far as signage or painting or anything, he can do that. As long as there's no drilling or digging or anything like that into the pavement. I also talked to him about the standard business license, Mr. Gilliam, that you talked to him about doing. He had some question about whether he was legally required to do that. I referred him to talk to a CPA or somebody with legal authority there. My opinion is I think he's confused about sales versus profit and which one, whether he has to have $100,000 in sales or in revenue after his expenditures, and he needs to get an answer for that from proper legal authority. For our budget, by my calculation, we're 92.3% through the fiscal year, and this department is 92% expended, just slightly under it, so we project we're going to come up okay. We do have some overtime expenditures for June that may put it close to or just over it. That's all I have.
Any questions for the chief?
Thank you, Jim.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Fire report. I don't,
EMS calls 34. He had MVAs was 6, service calls was 5, mutual aid was 4. Helped with 2 police matters. Total calls for the month was 54. For the year was 247.
public works report.
Garbage truck they did 47.84 ton for the month of May. Brush truck was 2.9 ton for the month of May. They mowed and weed eated throughout town. They sprayed the sidewalks with weed killer, picked up trash throughout town. We are running both garbage trucks and we're getting through about 9:30, 10 o'clock. That frees, whereas one garbage truck, it was 2:30, 3 o'clock. So it's freeing another person up for the rest of the day. Working out pretty good. So they worked at the library, fixed a culvert on Mountain View Drive, put up guardrail at Sunshine Drive. There was a piece missing. We finally got around to where we put it up. And then preparing for the 4th of July.
Thank you, sir. I don't, thank you, Joe. Well, you can see mine and yours is different.
You got the old report.
Water sewer monthly report, repaired 10 3/4 inch service lines, repaired 2 1-inch service lines, repaired 1 2-inch main line, 2 4-inch main lines, 2 8-inch main lines. Where was that at, Mike? The 8-inch.
There was one behind Vols Diner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, up there, Coast Butcher, wasn't it, right there at the railroad tracks?
Yeah.
And don't know where the other one was.
They worked on that one twice, didn't they?
Huh?
Didn't they work on that
Was
one
that,
twice?
was that twice that they worked on that one?
I think so,
Might have been.
because they had, I think we replaced a piece of PVC in between that transite that's,
Yeah.
and I think they were talking about they had been there before. That was to about 12:30 that night, or 1.
Yeah.
Installed one 3/4 inch tap, two 2 inch taps, replaced 2 line setters. Moved a 4 inch main on 8th Street for Morgan to replace manhole.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Opened a splash pad for the season. Work orders, hang tags, pulled meters, read meters, check meters that show no consumption. Monthly bacteria samples. And 811 locates. Water monthly operating reports submitted to TDEC along with monthly pumpage report. The sewer department, they jetted one lateral line, jetted one main line, have 2 pumps running in the main pump station on Industrial Park Road. Shut off bypass pump and returned to rental company. Had a dry weather SSO on Mountainside Drive and reported TDEC. Wastewater plant treated 15,296,000 gallons of wastewater. MORs and DMRs reported to TDEC and the EPA.
I will also say on Longfield, as we go up Longfield, we found a leak. 2 1-inch lines running straight down in the drain. Joey just happened to drive by and heard it and stopped. We thought it was a main that was leaking, and then when they got there, it was 2 1-inch lines that's running along the main. I mean, it was pouring the water. So hopefully that's gonna help next month in our water loss. Also over there behind the church at the parking lot, did you know about it?
I've seen what I've looked
It
at it
was
a
the
couple times.
drain for the stop sign. When they put the stop sign in, they went through the pipe.
Right. I saw that they had worked on that. And that other place down there, I still haven't figured out what's going on there.
We still don't know. We've dug and
And I saw that little piece of 4-inch PVC they put in there, and it's just pouring water out of it.
yeah, we even had, Anderson County come out with their machine to find, and we still can't find nothing.
And I talked to Dustin about it. He said that there was a line that used to go to that trailer that was set there, and they dug it up. It wasn't even in service or anything. Wasn't leaking
And the
there.
water's hot.
Yeah.
It's reading like .05 pouring, but we can't find where it's coming from.
Right. So, yeah, and Main Street's talking about using that property there for a parking lot.
Yeah.
And it looks more like a swamp right now. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna go back down there and look at it, and next week it's supposed to be good and dry. We'll go down there and look at it again, see what's doing. We'll look at it some more. I appreciate them trying to get some of that water off of there so you can get in there and work it.
Yeah.
And see if we can figure out where it's coming from. But personally, I think there's a leak there somewhere. I know. It may or may not pan out that way, but there's something going on.
There might be a line there that nobody knows about.
Well, that's what I wondered. If there's something there that we haven't found yet.
And you tested that water for chlorine, and
It's hot.
Yeah. Anyway,
The water leak Joey, Heard,
Mhm.
give him a gift certificate for Scotty's hamburger.
I gave him a pat on the back.
Monthly water loss is 46.9%. Monthly water loss with in-house usage is 33.8%. Goodness. It
Yeah.
has, but it's still
Yeah.
high.
we're making improvements there, but I still, like to see it lower than that.
Well, there's probably like the one on Longfield, what Ewan's just discussed, this town's probably full of them.
Oh, I know, and that's
Nobody-
why I'm keeping my eyes open to anything that's wet.
I called Mike the other day about the one on Church Street, Third. And that's what it, I mean, I didn't know, but I kinda thought in the back of my head, wonder if they drove that sign down through.
Yeah, that's, well, we was fixing to build a catch basin. And finally, we dug down enough, and Frank hollered at me, and Mike, he said, they drove the sign down through the pipe. He said, can I just get the pipe and, piece of pipe and fix it? I said, buddy, I'm all about easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would September of 24 be 40% water loss and everything else is, it's like, so what happened in September that would have went down that much?
Morgan hitting 8-inch water lines was a lot.
Yeah.
During that process.
So, but that percentage was down?
Well, they started after that.
Yeah, they started after that, and every time they stuck a shovel in the ground, it
Because that-
disturbed our line.
Yeah,
So July and August, they were working or?
they were working, but they didn't hit a main.
Okay, because then, so September is, 40%, less
When
than
they
40.
started working 3 and 4 crews, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Then that's when water loss started going up.
Okay, so last year's, 23's projection, has it always been?
It was usually around 40% in the past. Since they've been here working, it's been up. Hopefully that will
So that's
cause
just,
it to go
I don't want to say
down.
justifiable, but we can see a pattern.
It's
Yes.
explainable, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they hit the water main out here on First Street twice, and then one time our coupling blew. So that's 3 times that water main's being hit. And matter of fact, we thought it might have been leaking again because we went out there and there's a hole that formed where they'd paved, and we just sort of dug it up to see if it was wet, and it wasn't wet, so we got lucky there. And then up there at Butcher, that was a lake. So hopefully that the water loss will drop after we found that, and they've quit, so. And we're gonna start looking in storm drains more often to see if we got anything running in them, especially when it quits raining, if it ever does.
And that's what's kind of befuddled me every time you go look at something. It's been raining so
Yeah.
much you can't tell what you got. And it's supposed to start drying out here in the next week or two, so we'll see a little bit more. But, yeah, as long as they're digging out there and disturbing the ground right next to our lines, there's gonna be problems. I mean, it's just inevitable.
Thank you. 9 people applied to have their sewer adjusted for swimming pools. That totaled $747.90.
Gotta have a motion.
Motion, we accept that?
I'll second. Thank you.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett, Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Abstain.
All right, now then it comes to the reading of ordinances. First reading of ordinance 608, an ordinance to amend Title 3, Chapter 2, Section 3-202 of the Rocky Top Municipal Code regarding municipal courts. Whereas Tennessee Code annotated 16-8-304A allows cities to set and collect reasonable municipal court costs. And whereas the city of Rocky Top has determined that it is in the best interest of the city to amend ordinance 597 regarding municipal training, education, and set a revised cost amount. Now therefore be it ordained by the mayor and city council of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee, that Section 1, Chapter 2, Section 3-202 of the Rocky Top Municipal Code is hereby amended by deleting the existing language of $1 concerning the municipal training and education fee, and substituting instead the following: a municipal training and education fee in the amount of $2 shall be assessed and collected for each court cost paid. Section 2. Any discussion?
This is by the state, not by us.
Do what?
This is from the state. They raised theirs from $1 to $2. The litigation tax, wasn't it?
The MTE,
Yeah.
Municipal Training and Education Fee.
So this is why we gotta have a special called meeting, because it has to go into effect July 1.
So can we vote on this now?
Yeah.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
And one thing, before we go on, is one thing, we're not increasing court cost. We dropped $1 off of the court cost, so the court cost is still the same. Is that not right, Chief?
That is, normal moving violation is $210 with the MTE fee, the litigation tax, the local court costs, and the fine. We lowered the amount that is in the city's discretion by $1 to offset the $1 more going to the state for the MTE. So it's still the same effective cost for a violator, and streamlines what they have to do in city court whenever they assess the fines. So the state gets their extra dollar at the city's expense of lowering their court cost by $1.
So we're losing money?
$1 per ticket, sir, yes.
I mean, and the state gets more money.
100% increase.
It was, yes, sir.
Wait,
Have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett, Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
aye.
Ordinance number 2025-609. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee by amending Article 7, provisions governing use of districts. Section 701.10.1, Section 703.2.7, and Section 704.14. Special exceptions for short-term rental in the R1 low-density residential zone and R2 high-density residential zone and C1 general commercial zone. You just want me to read this ordinance?
It's up to them.
I can read, but
I can tell them what it is.
go ahead, sir.
It is now to do short-term rental, well, it's not allowed in R1. Now it's going to be allowed in R1 and in C1 general, but they have to come before Planning Commission to get a special exception in any of them for short-term rental. They have to get approval through planning commission. That's what basically it is saying. They just can't, that way we have an idea of who's doing short-term rentals.
We need to know.
Yeah.
So the Airbnbs, anybody that's,
Doing Airbnbs, whatever the other ones are, they have to come before planning commission and just say, I'm doing a short-term rental and R1, R2, or C1, and
but did we change the zoning that says that you can? per
yes.
se?
It's not approved in R1 and C1, and we changed it where it will be approved in R1 and C1.
For rental?
Yes, for short-term rental.
Okay, so that's what, so right now, you're not supposed to be
In R1,
technically renting out or whatever?
Yes.
But, so we're trying to approve that?
yes.
Short-term rentals is defined as day rental or?
Less than 90 days.
30, is it 30 days,
We'll
ain't
get
it?
to that next.
I was thinking 30 days.
It's in the next one.
Okay, she says it's in the next one.
I have a question. Is this also covering next door to me? They do rentals as well.
Yes.
But their property is residential, not commercial.
Well, R1 is residential.
Okay. So it still covers them?
Yes.
So they can do that in a
Yes.
residential?
Mhm.
But it's not a residential property, though. They've got it as a business.
I don't think that matters. It's, as long as it's either R1 or R2, and it's probably R1.
Okay. Just from my understanding, I figured that if you're having a business and the property needs to be coded as a commercial business instead of a residential.
If it's, yeah, I wouldn't disagree. That's for my time.
Who would you recommend to go talk to about it? Would
Planning
that be the
commission.
Anderson County Court?
Nope, planning commission.
Okay.
Come to planning commission.
Okay.
And that was a good time because they're selling them,
Who?
the owners.
Where I live? Interesting, 'cause they just bought the property next to me.
Did they sell them already? Did Junior already sell them?
It's in his name. You go to the Anderson County Property Search and you search up their property, it's in his name.
In Junior's?
Mm-hmm. Or I think it's in JR's.
He's told us is it in Rockies too?
I don't think it, I think it's in JR Bailey.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that
He
property
might not be
next to me?
selling those. He's selling what's in his and Rocky's name
I'll look
together.
at it again,
And I
but-
thought Rocky owned part of those.
Latest discussion.
Property viewer, there may be some disclaimer on there about when it's updated. That
Yeah.
might be throwing off who.
Probably, 'cause-
Seeing who the owner of it is.
Yeah.
or if it's
Yeah.
sold.
So they just, that property next to me just went through auction back in February, so.
Next to you,
Mm-hmm, like really next to me. Not the one that he's currently got, but the one he,
now Junior might just own that one. I don't know. But he came here and he told me he was selling everything that him and Rocky. He was, I think, keeping everything in, well, no, he told me he was selling everything in Rocky Top. That's what he told me.
Ordinance number,
Did we vote on this one?
okay, I'm sorry. Do I have a motion on ordinance 609?
Make a motion.
A second?
Have a motion and a second?
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
No.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Ordinance number 2025-610. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee by amending Article 3, definitions, Section 315, dwelling unit to include short-term rental unit. Mr. City Manager.
Let me find it. That's just giving the definition of a short-term rental. I'm pretty sure that's all that ordinance is.
That's what it says.
Okay, so that's where you saying with a 30-day,
Yes. 30 continuous days does not include a hotel or bed or breakfast establishment or a bed or breakfast homestay.
Make the
We're at
motion.
less than 30.
so is this just a first reading, or does it have to go through?
This is just the first reading. It's got to come again.
Okay.
You made the motion,
Make a
correct?
motion for
I'll
ordinance
second.
16.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
No.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Ordinance number 2025-611. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee by amending Article 7, Section 710.2.9 auto sales. Whereas the Rocky Top City Council, in accordance with Section 13-7-204 of the Tennessee Code Annotated, may amend the zoning code and the zoning ordinance of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee, and at its May 20th, 2025 meeting, the Rocky Top Planning Commission recommended that the zoning ordinance of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee be amended by eliminating the requirement of 50 cars for auto sales. Now therefore be it ordained that the city council of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee, Article 4, Section 408.4.2 of the zoning ordinance of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee be amended as follows. And that's all I've got right there. So this is just eliminating the
The 50.
50 car minimum.
Yeah.
Make a motion on ordinance 611.
So, go ahead.
I second.
So was that just saying that before you had to have?
50 on the car
According
lot
to
to
the city
sell it.
ordinance, believe it or not.
You had to have 50 cars to have a car lot?
Yeah.
What it touch, the way
Is that
that
not-
reads.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have a Ted Russell here.
Thank goodness.
I have a motion.
And a second.
Motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
All right, now we're to the second and final reading of ordinance 607. And I don't have a 607 on mine.
It's in the paper copies I
don't
gave
either
you.
have a copy.
The
Pardon?
paper I gave you. It's in that.
608.
607.
Thank you again, Joe. I know there's some reason we asked you to be on here. Second and final reading of ordinance number 2025-607. An ordinance amending the annual budget for the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee for fiscal year 24-25. Whereas Tennessee Code Annotated, Title 9, Chapter 1, Section 116 requires funds first be appropriated for being expended, and that no appropriations may exceed available funds. Whereas Tennessee Code Annotated, Title 6, Chapter 56, Section 208 allows amendment of the budget ordinance in the same manner as any other ordinance may be amended. Whereas funds for unforeseen revenues and expenditures were not originally budgeted, as the sources and needs were not known at the time of the passage of the original budget.
Make a motion on ordinance 607.
I second.
We have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett, Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
The resolutions. Did you give me that also?
We don't have
We don't
any.
have any.
Okay, that's easy enough. I see it right there, I'm sorry. Any unfinished business?
Yeah, I got one. I realize I've never been to a meeting like this, I missed my call earlier. Talking about the sewer and water that you have had work on. The company that Morgan contracted to do the finished work of the videos that you all received, that's my company. Utility Inspection Services, I work for them in Knoxville, we've got 20 employees, give or take. We had made up just a cover sheet of our company and everything that we wanted to give to yuns, in case yuns need any work done in the future, cutting down Morgan, all the problems they cause. I know it can be hit and miss, they're a little bit of a headache, same for us. They call us, tell us to come out, and then don't talk to me till 11 o'clock in the day, so. I did all the video inspections for Rocky Top when we came out and did those. Anything that Morgan contracted turned over, it's gonna have our stamp on it, on the video itself. We do Rockwood, Cumberland Gap, Harrogate, places like that, small cities. I know Harrogate and Cumberland Gap, we did it. There was about 1,500 foot of sewer line they didn't know existed. So I was wanting to come out to this meeting. Like I said, I realized I missed the start of it when I was supposed to step up, but I was wanting to pass this on to you all. If you ever need anything done, or I know Rockwood, they have us come out every 3 months and do one area of the city. Full inspection, root cleaning, anything like that. Any blockages they can clear. And if need be, I have a side business that I also do laterals for homes. Any blockage clearing on that. So I just want to bring that up to you all and pass off this information.
Give it to her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, thank you.
New business. Audit contract with Mitchell, Emmert, and Hill for a total of $43,600. Mine's all jacked up.
That's I assume a yearly fee, is that what that is?
Yes,
Is that for the next fiscal year?
yes.
I assume they've been doing it for eons, is that what we've got?
I don't know how long they've been doing it, but everybody I talk to says they're the best around.
Just on this man's word, I'll make the motion.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett, Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
MOU for dispatch.
Yep. It's renewal. I know the MOU will say $63,200, but Chief Thomas, Chief Braden met with 911 board. They have agreed to pay $18,000 of that. So the only difference is $200 from last year to this next fiscal year, if they pay the $18,000.
So what we're agreeing to today is to pay $18,000 for that?
No, we pay 40,
Oh, they're gonna give us an $18,000
Yeah.
break, that's where I was
Yes.
confused, okay. I couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
So it's going up $200, is that correct?
Yes. If 911 comes through and does what they said they do. And that's just for 1 year. Correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. We talked to them about the increase from the 45,000 to 63,000. Oliver Springs wasn't there, but they're also part of that $18,000 subsidy that E911 board voted and approved to pay out just for this upcoming fiscal year. So the bill that we're liable for is $63,200, but their board did agree for Rocky Top, Norris, and Oliver Springs, $18,000 each. It does need to be on city council's radar for the next fiscal year unless there's some change. There is plan about a centralized dispatch at E911 providing those services, but I don't know that that would materialize by then, but for fiscal year 26 to 27, it's going to be higher than the 63,000 when we revisit it.
And they've already approved the 18,000 is already on their budget, correct?
Yes, sir, we made our pitch to them, and they were very supportive of us. Commissioner Val was there from the county commission, and they did vote and approve it a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The county commission voted. I don't remember.
Last night, they voted for they approved this MOU last night.
Okay. County commission voted last year, year before last, to build an EOC. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Out of the industrial park. That was going to include centralized dispatch. The best of my,
I'm aware that's the discussions at that time, Mr. Gillum, from what I've gotten, but not officially. I think that there's something where E911 doesn't find that feasible for a centralized dispatch. I may be speaking out of turn, but it sounded like they still have the hurdle of a location, from what I heard from them a month and a half ago. I may have misinterpreted it, but my understanding was that that location wasn't going to be viable.
Was it a good thing or bad thing that we got away from dispatch here, I guess?
Well, to run a full-time dispatch, Mr. Duff, we would need 5 full-time employees with the cost of the city provide the benefits plus a reasonable wage to where we could get and keep quality people. We couldn't get them for $63,200. Where if we did, that would be providing substandard service, and it would not be as effective and as safe for our citizens and our officers and our firemen as having Anderson County do it.
there are companies out here that will dispatch for municipalities. But they're out of state. You lose all accountability whatsoever. You lose all, they sign a contract, you don't know if they've got some crackhead that'll work for $7 an hour, you don't know if they, I'm torn between this because we pay county taxes. And I get the county's providing service and they've had to add personnel, I get that, but I'm torn about this charging municipalities. And that's my place of employment, but
So because we pay taxes and then, so that should be, so they're getting an additional charge, taxes plus.
we have to pay for a dog catcher to come in town too, if we call animal control.
I'm glad Miss Tina got up and didn't hear that, but.
There's a lot of things in this world, Mr. Duff, I don't understand. That's 2 of them.
I'm right there with you.
And on the outside services to provide dispatch services, we did research that, Mr. Gill. With the out-of-state, there was also a concern for exposing the city to liability if there's loss of information, data quality, the phone calls of somebody calling 911 in Rocky Top needing help, somehow the information didn't get through enough to this out-of-state dispatch service by the time they dispatched us, if we would be liable for not having a reasonable means to respond to their call for help. So that could expose us and we do carry insurance for that, but still we don't leave our citizens hanging.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. It's just like ADT. So somebody's alarm, they'll be at work, their alarm go off, it's liable to be 10 minutes before they call Anderson County Dispatch. And then by the time dispatches a car who might be a half mile down the road, or he might be 7 miles down the road. By the time he gets there, you've lost
Quite a bit of time.
quite a bit of time. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. And there's nothing we can do about that, but I'm totally against hiring some well, I can't say fly by night, but hiring somebody else.
They're an unknown quality, we don't know how
Exactly,
good they are.
exactly. I'm
I
against
couldn't
that.
find anybody in Tennessee that uses a contract dispatch service. I found plenty in other states, but their experience may not be the same as what we would get here in Rocky Top.
Well, everybody here realizes what we've come from to where we're at now. And the chance of taking a step or 2 steps or 3 steps back is, to me, is not an option.
I'd agree with that wholeheartedly, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I didn't mean to ramble.
I do it too.
Make a motion for the MOU dispatch.
I'll second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
One more thing, probably need the approval for me to sign that. Because they've got my name on it to sign.
Oh, you emphasize representative for the
Yes.
city of Rocky Top? Okay. Make a motion.
I second.
Gillum,
Aye.
Tackett,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Anything else?
Part of me.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
All opposed? We're done.